of success and money. So we just call this guy Sam. And we've got Kurt Mortensen in the house today, and we're going to be talking about sales school and about closing. You know, you can talk, but eventually you need to get them to take action. It's really crucial to take an action. And so we're going to talk about that right now. So we got Kurt in the house. So Kurt, take it away.
All right, we're back. This is sales school number 6. Now, that's assuming you've done number 5, story selling. Hopefully, you've created your story list, started working on that, understanding how it works in marketing, how the human brain works with stories, how important it is. You started practicing on 5-year-olds, whatever you need to do. Every time you sell it, every time you do it, every time you practice it, it gets a little bit better, and better, and that's the key. It persuades without detection. It sells without detection. That is a power tool that you need. Now we're getting into number 6. This is the one that makes a difference. This one gives people a lot of fear, and it shouldn't give you fear because this is where you get the money. This is where you get paid. This is the exciting part. How to close. Now, where does close come from? Well, some people say it's come from sailing or military. They come in and close the campaign. Wherever it came from, we don't know. But that's what they call it in sales. Close the sale, close the sale. That means that's the end of the sale and you get yes. So let's talk about this close. Now, some might call it your call to action, getting the yes, seal the deal, whatever you want to call it is fine. It's the same thing. It's getting people to sign the paper, give you money, to say yes, whatever it is. This is why you're here. This is why you're doing it. This should be fun. This should be exciting. This is why you're here. And this what's Tom Pater say every time? It's a game. Sales is also a game, and it should be fun. It's almost like playing a game of maybe of chess, poker, cards, whatever it is. There's strategy involved, going back and forth. This should be exciting. It should be fun. You should not dread the close. Again, this is where you get paid. This is where the money comes from. If you don't ask for the money, if you don't ask for their business, they're probably not going to give it to you. Just saying, that's why this is so important and actually relatively easy for you to understand and to do. So let's talk about mindset. You have to be in the right state. You have to be excited. You have to be passionate. You have to believe in your product, your service, whatever it is you're selling. It's key. We've talked about mindset. Listen to Millionaire Psychology. We've talked about the right state, the right mindset. There's something about it. You have to be in the right state, the right mood. We've talked about mood too. When you're in a bad mood, we call bad things, and when you're in a good mood, you call good things. You just do it. In fact, the studies are clear. When you feel influential, you are more influential. That's just the reality of it. That's just how it is set up when you start playing this game. Again, some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? That's okay. And it's okay sometimes to get a no, because then at least you know they're not interested. You're not going to waste any more time. That's the value of a close. The other key factor here is you got to keep the score, meaning keep track of how many people you talk to. You have to know that if you talk to 20 people, 5 will be interested, 2 might say, let's give you more information, and 1 might say yes. That's your close rate, meaning 20, maybe 2 say yes, that's 10%, 1 says yes at 5%. You got to keep the score. You got to know. If you don't keep the score, you don't know where to improve or if you're improving. That's why it's so important. Keep track and keep those goals too. You're going to talk to 10 people a day, 20 people a day, whatever it is, you keep those. We talked about that with goal setting too. If it's 20 and you only get 18, that means 22 the next day. There's no leniency here. You want success. You want to make this happen. Keep the score. What are the rules? Have fun. Be passionate. I don't know. Have you ever guys asked someone out to date for a date? You know, ladies, here comes a guy, right? And you're like, all right, he's interested in me. You're kind of excited, and the guy comes up, and yeah, I'll go out with them. Yeah, I think I'll do it. And they start talking about the weather and sports and everything else but the date. The date's the close. Because guys get nervous. Well, oh, what if they say no? What if they don't do it? And after 30 minutes of weather and just useless chit-chat, you don't want to go out with the person anymore. And that's what happens in sales. And that's the key when you get to the close. And remember, The close should only be about 5%. You don't this if you've done everything right, 5% of your time, it's pretty simple. Ask a simple question. They say yes, you run with it. You see the power of that? Yes, great, let's go. And that's key here. It shouldn't surprise them. It should be simple, fast, easy. Your demeanor shouldn't change. And that's a big complaint too, because you're like, oh no, I'm going to ask you for money. And you get all nervous inside and they're like, what happened to people person? Now you're a serious person. No, you're closing, you're selling the whole time. It should not surprise them. It's quick, easy, fast, and have fun with it. So let's talk about these top 5 objections. So they come up during the close. And is it a real objection or is it a smokescreen? What's a smokescreen? They're trying to get rid of you. They're trying to be polite. They're making something up. It's not even real. And it doesn't help you to solve the wrong objection. So this comes up during the close, and you have to be able to handle it. That's okay. It's better than not being interested. If they have an objection or question, at least they're interested in thinking about it. Unless it's one of those smokescreen. When someone says, well, I need to think about it. It's a lie most of the time. It's too expensive. Also a lie most of the time. I need to talk to someone. A lie most of the time. Now, sometimes it's true, and that's what you need to find out. Because when you solve the wrong objection, and it's just a knee-jerk reaction, a smokescreen, it doesn't help your case. So how do you know? You can tell their demeanor, their lack of eye contact when they look away, when they say it, or just call them out, ask them. For example, I need to think about it. Now remember, maybe they do. So I need to think about it. Great, I get it, I understand that. So tell me, what exactly we need to think about? Everything. Okay, lie, smokescreen, not true. But if they say, I'm just not sure that one technical piece, that one thing, that warranty, the benefit, whatever thing, I need to look into that, make sure that it fits our needs. Then you know exactly what it is. What a blessing that is. Next one, they're going to mirror your hesitations. You're like, okay, what does that mean? Mirror your hesitations. Meaning, if you're nervous, they're going to get nervous. If you're scared, they're going to get scared. So they're also going to mirror that hesitation. If you're not sure you want to ask, just like that dating example could be part of it too. And an interesting thing, and this kind of blows my mind, might blow yours, is that the objection you get the most is one that you usually have. Meaning they kind of mirror that objection, mirror that hesitation. If you don't believe you're worth it, then they're going to say it's too expensive. Now, not all the time, but I've seen a trend here where it's interesting. Make sure you're ready for this. Make sure you know and understand. So let's get into those objections, things you get up during the close. Again, welcome it. This means the game has begun, right? They have questions. If they look at you and say nothing and start drooling or foaming at the mouth or whatever it is, that's bad. But now they have questions, objections. It means there's still some interest there. And that's just assuming, no, you shouldn't do that. Assuming that it's a real objection. You figured out it's not just a lie, get it rid of you, but no, this is a true objection. Let's talk about some of them. Big one, I want to think it over. Now, why does this happen? Well, it is the easy way out. Maybe they don't see the benefits or the fit. Doesn't solve their problem. Maybe they're feeling a little stress or fear. They could be an analytical type personality. Again, it could be true. That's what we're assuming here. It could be true that they need to think about it. And it does come up. And so be ready to handle it. So how do you handle it? What exactly are you going to think about? Fine. I can wait, right? A little humor there. Obviously, I have a reason for saying that. Would you mind if I asked what it is? Are you trying to get rid of me? Again, adapt it to the situation, your personality, their personality, whatever you need to do. Those are just some samples that you can use so you don't sit there just, you've practiced these, you've worked on these when you're thinking about it. So that's one thing you get, I need to think of. And maybe they do, but find out exactly what they're going to be thinking about. That's going to give you some information for the next time that you talk. And put a time frame on it too. All right, well, I'll give you 5 minutes. That's the humor side. All right, I'll call you in 2 days, or I'll get you that information that you need. So roll with it. Have fun with it. The game has begun. You're having fun. Let's go to the next one. They might say, I'm busy. I have no time. You could say, then you're exactly the person I need to talk to. You're too busy too? fill in the blank. Make more money, save time, be healthier. How much time do you think I need? Right? Maybe they're thinking you need 30 minutes, 60 minutes, you might need 5. That's just how it is when you talk about these principles and how they work. And you can do this. You can understand this, adapt them to you, adjust it to your product, your service, your idea. That can be very, very helpful. Next one you're going to see? Well, I'm not interested. May I ask why? You're not interested in, again, saving money, making money, being healthy, or whatever your thing is. Of course you're not interested. You don't even have the latest information. Are you not interested now or forever? Right? A little humor there, peace. Just like the previous one, where it says that you're exactly the person I need to talk to. So if they're too busy, they can't be knee-jerk reactions. Well, yeah, you're too busy. That's why I need to talk to you, because I'm going to talk about time management, saving you time, giving you more time. Well, I don't have any money. That's exactly what I need to talk to you, because I'm going to help you make more money. You can kind of adapt both of those as you work through those objections. Next one. Well, I need to talk to spouse, partner, manager, whatever it is. Great. What exactly do you talk to them about? What would happen if you made the decision right now? Let's talk to them together. That's the key too when you're understanding how this works. Nobody can sell like you for your product, your service, or idea. And if they're going to talk to someone else, you want to be there. Talk to them together if you can. Doesn't always work. Because again, you're going to give them 30 minutes and they're going to put it down to 2 minutes and it's not as good as what you did. So when someone tried to sell for you, that's not a good idea. So try to be in the meeting. If that doesn't work, be on the phone to say, look, I'm going to free my schedule. You have any questions, you call me during the time you're talking to your manager. Prep them for the questions they're going to get from their manager. Give them frequently asked questions, whatever you need to do. Just don't let it sit there. They'll sell for me. They'll do a good job, because it doesn't work that way. Next one. The old price resistance. Remember, the ability to pay versus willingness to pay are two very different things. And the more you sell and increase their buying desire, it reduces price sensitivity. And get it out of your head that everything's based on price. Don't fight on price. We'll talk more about this, but anybody can fight on price. You don't have to be smart to do that. But people don't always buy on price. We all know you get what you pay for. In fact, did you know only 6% of the things we buy are bought on price? You don't go to McDonald's for every meal and the cheapest store and the cheapest wines and the cheapest fill in the blanks. You don't. We all know that, but it's just a knee-jerk reaction, and maybe you just didn't build the value. In fact, most of the time, again, I think it's the number 68%, too expensive. It's a lie. They're trying to get rid of you. It's just an easy way out. They had the money. They could find the money, but you didn't build the value. So you have to take some ownership there that maybe you didn't show them a return on investment that they were getting investing in you, your product, or your service. So what are the solutions here? I love this one. You have to be careful on how you say it. Compared to what? I mean, what are they comparing it to? A used car, to a Rolls Royce? What are they really comparing it to? Hey, if I could show you a way you could afford this item, would you be interested? That's exactly why you need it, right? It's going to help them make money or fill in the blank. What kind of price were you expecting to pay? See what we're doing here? Get adapting to you, add to this, adapt to your personality and the situation. You could get good at this, but have fun. It's a game, just like Tom says. You could do this, and it's just a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more people are going to say yes. That's just how it is. Now, if you're not sure it's time to close the deal, maybe it's time to take their temperature, kind of see where they're at. You know, tell me on a scale from 1 to 10, where are you at? To see where this will solve your problem? I'm a 2. All right, you've got more selling to do. If they're 8 or above, it's probably time to close. So there's this thing called trial closes, to where it kind of takes their temperature. Just kind of see if it's time, if it's ready to go. Because you don't want to oversell, you don't want to overpersuade, because that takes the energy out of the room. So here's some sample trial closes. Hey, if I can prove it'll solve your problem, will I get your business? Suppose I could get, fill in the blank, would I get your order? Sounds like you and I are in agreement on this. Let's get rolling. You ready to roll? You want to make it happen? You want to solve your problem? What do I need to do to get your business? Just be blunt. How many of these do you think you will need in 1 year? How many extra sales do you need to justify this investment? Of the 3 samples I showed you, which one is your favorite? Sometimes you have to be more pushy, more pressure, more blunt than other times. Just ask him, what do I need to do? I'm 100% certain this is going to solve your challenge, your problem, your issue. I guarantee it. I promise you, this is going to do it. What do we need to do business together? What needs to happen? What are you looking for? And that's what you do. And then once you start overcoming the objections, do the trial closes. Let's say you've done a trial close. They're like, well, I'm an 8. I'm ready to go. Maybe they have a few more questions. Let me give you some actual closes, some simple ones. Now there's some cheesy, bad ones out there that you don't want to use. In fact, my wife was talking to a painter once. We were painting our house, and he just come from sales school. I'll just say it wasn't a very good sales school, and he left his notes on all these closes. And I kid you not, this is the close, the vomit close. So this is what it was. Well, if you're going to use my competitor, I'm going to get sick in my stomach and vomit in your front yard. Yeah, I don't think that's going to persuade or sell anybody, but they still teach a lot of these old school ones. But let me use some basic that still work, that aren't cheesy, that aren't very pushy, that aren't pushy at all. That depends on you. Let's get into this close. The assumptive close, or selling past the close. Do you want this delivered today or tomorrow? Will that be cash or charge? Do you want to deliver it or take it with you? Do you want it in blue or green? You assume the sell. Done deal. It's a done deal. And that's the thing. You just assume. You go right past it. All right. You do it today, tomorrow, blue or green, cash charge, whatever it is you need to do. You want the package A, package B. Those are things that you can do as you do the assumptive close. Next close. The takeaway close. This is where you trigger that scarcity, that urgency. Well, let me see if I have it in your size. I don't know if this is appropriate for you. I don't know if... And put it out there. And people usually, if they're interested, will want it more. There's only one left in your size, or you only have one coaching spot available a month or next month because supply chain prices are going up. Whatever it is, you're kind of also testing how interested they are. Because this is the moment of truth. This is a great one. Because no, go check to see if you have a spot available next month. Go check to see if you have it in my size. Can you fit me in? Then you know they're really interested. Now they're becoming more interested. But also they're like, oh, okay. They were never really interested. Say goodbye, move on, and you're going to save some time. Next close. The old summary close. That's where you just put out a list, the detailed list of benefits that they're going to get. All right, here are the 5 things you're going to get. Be careful it's not too many. Ben Franklin close, kind of overused. Basically, the pros for doing it. You help them create a list of all the reasons why you should do it, then you let them list all the reasons they shouldn't do it. So you could come up with a list of 10 reasons they should, and they might find 1 or 2 reasons like 10 to 1, 10 to 2, time to do it. Another close you can use, the order sheet close. Just start filling it out. The order sheet, if that's appropriate for you. You're like, well, no, I'm not ready. Like, just in case, I want to get your information. What's your name going through it? The more you can fill out, the more committed they are. If it's appropriate, that doesn't work for everyone. It could be a order sheet on the internet you're filling out form. It could be a paper form. Whatever it is, it could be a powerful close. Another close you can use, the old invitational close, that invitation to buy. And this works really well with guarantee at the end. I guarantee it, I promise. Hey, why don't you just give us a try? Let's do this. Why don't you take it? Let's just go. Try it out. If they're still on the fence, look, I guarantee it. 60 days, try it out, no risk. That's a simple way. Let's just do this. I know it's going to work for you. I promise. I've seen many other people in your same situation. We'll roll with that. Now, you're not going to use all these every time, but every once in a while, you'll pick one of these that's the most appropriate for the situation. So here's another one. This is known as the last sale or door knob close. You've tried everything. You get up, go to the door, say, hey, I tried. I apologize. I'm pretty sure that I thought this was going to fit your needs. Again, you thank them for their time. And they're like, whew, they're just kind of psychologically, and they say, hey, this was perfect. This was going to change everything for you. Can you tell me the one reason you didn't do this? Just help me out. for the next person that I talk to, and then ding dang, they're going to give you that question, the objection they have, which gives you another opportunity to try to close it one more time. Now, if these aren't working, you're getting more and more objections, maybe you need to just put in a little more pressure and dig a little deeper. You say, I'm surprised to hear you say that. What do you mean by? Could you tell me the reasons for and against making the decision this time? You've been very quiet. Would you mind telling me what you are thinking about? Dig a little deeper, figure what's going on, see if you're wasting your time, see if there's some interest there. That's what you need to do. It's all about being persistent, keep asking, not being a pain in the butt. I mean, there's a fine line. You want to be persistent. Napoleon Hill talks about this in Think and Grow Rich, right? Being persistent, talking to the right people, getting trained by the right people. The story, it's 1800s. Someone came from the East Coast to the West to find gold. And they found this place. They found a vein of gold, and they went and got equipment. They spent all this money, and they mined, made some, and then the vein of gold just disappeared. They dug around a little bit and just gave up. And they sold their equipment to this collector for just pennies on the dollar. And this collector was asked what's going on and actually went to the mine, hired a specialist. The guys all, no, they missed it. It's right here over 2 feet. They missed it by 2 feet, and they used that equipment they bought and mined out over $1 million in gold. $1 million just by being more persistent and talking to the right people, talking to the experts. That's why you're here. Pat yourself on the back. That's how it is. Let's talk about the homework. First, want to start benchmarking. What do you mean? Well, other people are trying to sell you every day. You're hit with persuasive messages every day. Benchmark meaning, hey, I like that. I can use that. I can adapt that. No, that was old school. That didn't work. I didn't like that. I'm not going to use it. That's how you get better in anything that you do. You start benchmarking, start being more aware of the people calling you, trying to sell you, trying to upsell you, trying to close you. That's part of this game. That's important for you to be able to do this. And start practicing. If someone's going to stay there and not leave, keep practicing your closes till they do. If they're right, keep practicing, get more practice, work with that, keep going, keep going, keep going. And maybe you don't even take the first no. Just keep talking until you can tell that they're done. Next part of your homework. I create an objection book, an objection file, a closing book. Just start writing down the objections you're getting. Some of the responses we talked about today, go back and kind of pause and write those down. Some that you've come up with that work really well with you. Closes that you work in that you've heard other people do, part of benchmarking, that you've heard today, write it down, work it through, adapt it, use it. And that's going to be important. You're going to get better. You're going to write it down. It's documented. And even more important than that, as you grow your business, it'll be easier for you to train other salespeople to close you, close your product, close your service, close your idea. And that's the key. That's closing school on closing. That is what you need to do. So do it. Make it happen. You've got your homework. Hey, share with the world what you're going to do. You have a moral obligation to sell other people, to close other people, because if you don't, somebody that's inferior to you, going to charge more money, not going to take care of them like you, is going to take their money. Someone's going to take their money. We've talked about this. So do your homework. And of course, share the word about the Success of Money Foundation.org. They will love you for it. I mean, where else can you make money, to learn about money, to change lives, to change your world, to change the whole world, to change your family, to change your community? It's all there. Do it. So share with 5 friends this week about success and money. Do your homework. Learn how to sell, learn how to close. It'll change your life, change your income, and you will be able to make the world a better place.
Thanks, Kurt. We always love having Kurt in the house talking about sales. And remember, sales is about solving problems. It's about solving problems. And if you can solve problems, the guys who solve the biggest problems make the most money. So go find problems. Everybody runs away from problems. We run towards problems. That's how you do it. Thanks.